Good morning, everyone. So today I have two of Spellbinders' new club kits for August of 2023. So these were not in the perfect package unboxing as I had not received them yet, but also they are not part of the perfect package. These guys are going to be on their own. I know Spellbinders has other like value clubs. They don't have anything for that yet for these two, for the BetterPress of the month and the Wax Seal of the month. So I'm going to show you those today. They did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links down in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thanks for using those if you would like. And let me think here. Okay, so yeah, so we have the BetterPress of the month and we have the Wax Seal of the month. The BetterPress of the month for August is this one here, Rose Bouquet, and as you can see, it's a rose bouquet. And there are two plates in this one that have we have the Glad We Are Friends and then the plate itself. The plate design, this one's kind of tricky to measure for you guys, but it's about 5 inches long, maybe in this direction. You know, if you have it straight up and down like this, it's like 4.5, so it's kind of measuring like the diagonal of that. And the width, I would say even to maybe 4 inches. Really gorgeous. And then the sentiment, Glad We Are Friends. And the reason I'm pairing these together in this video is because I recently did a video using the new Christmas plates from BetterPress. So I showed you tons of ways of just, you know, making cards or card toppers or card fronts. So today I'm going to do something different, doing like little gift options, hopefully. So we will do that in just a minute. And then the mandala flower is the Wax Seal of the month. And as you can see, it's going to be this beautiful mandala look. Which is just like a circular look, basically, and then with a beautiful design there. And this month you get the peachy pink wax beads. Excuse me, and it's just a really gorgeous, I mean, peachy pink. You know, it has like a peach tone and beautiful pink, very ballet looking to me. And let me open this guy up just to see the size of the head. I believe they're usually 3/4, so like 1 inch. I don't know if it says much on the back, but I have an idea to use these today, so we will do something gifty also, something different. We'll see how it turns out, if it's trying to turn out how I imagine. So there's your head there, and it fits in the 1 inch block, so that's why I would say it's 1 inch, but you know, there you go. Okay, so we have that. We have this guy. What I'm going to do is grab, I think first the BetterPress items, and we're going to make decorate like a little simple gift bag, and then maybe make a box with it. It's basically just like obviously pressing on paper, and then we're just gonna make gift items out of it, gift packaging. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this first one's gonna be just super easy, and unfortunately I was looking for my little bags. I have like glassine bags like this, and I have them in like a craft cardstock. I have them in like white like this. I could only find one white one, so I'm gonna use that today, but you can imagine, you know, using this on anything else. So I'm gonna take my plate, and we're just simply going to put this image on our bag. Now the bag does have like a seam on one side and not the other, so I'm going to hopefully get this on this side and just go with that. So to be honest, this can just be on here however it is. It's gonna look very organic. I'm not really worried about where it is going to be stamping, but like somewhere like there, right? That's probably good. So I'm just going to take this, and this is a bit of an experiment because this is glassine envelope. I'm kind of paying attention to where this says at. It's like right centered basically, and like right in here. I don't know how it will do being like a kind of a plasticky surface, you know, and I'm barely getting that stuck down right there. And if I don't really want this to get ink on it up here in this top part, I can put something in the pocket actually that'll help us, or you can just kind of put something across there. So I didn't think about that. Maybe just putting something in the pocket would be good. Yeah, let me cut like a little piece of paper that'll kind of go in here, and that'll help us out. Measure about how wide that is, like 3 1/8, so I just literally cut a piece of paper to exactly, look at that, exactly 3 1/8. Okay, so we have that. This, let me move some of these things aside. Let me grab some ink, and let's just go, oh, should we do something fun? I was gonna go with black, but let's try wild berry, see what happens. And just ink that up as normal. Which again is kind of like a a little bit of a zhuzh with a pat, just to make sure you get into everything. And then after this, we're going to make a box, which is just like letter pressing on a card top, you know, on a piece of paper, and then we're going to form it into like a gift box. So that should work. I'll put this here. I do have some on the outside, and that's fine. With my letterpress, I always have the 3 shims underneath the magnetic chase, and I should have mentioned that. Sorry guys, I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. But we'll just take this guy and run it through and see how it does. I can see already the image there, which is very pretty. Look at that. I'm going to let this dry. I'm not going to touch it because I can see that it's like shiny. So that means it's not dry yet, okay? So again, this is glassine, so we'll see how it does. But I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Oh, and I put my tape just at that bottom. Missed a little piece of the leaf there. So now I know next time to put it on the edge or corner somewhere. Okay, I'm going to take this off and just wipe down my plate and we'll move on. So for this next one, what I want to know is, of course, we have the width of this here. It doesn't really have numbers, so let me check this out. Metal to metal, or the plate itself is like 5 3/4, I would say. And you can definitely make a box that is, you know, rectangular shape or things like that. Almost 9. I think I'm gonna make a box that can max this out in a square shape. So let's say 5. If I can do 5 3/4 inch square, that'll make me a box that might be 4 3/4 inch square or so. So I'm going to cut down 2 pieces of paper for my box top and box base, the bottom, 5 3/4 inches square, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have both of my squares. This is going to be my box top. This will be the box base. If you want any difference, like I'm going to have 1/2 inch sides on my 4 3/4 inch box. You can change that up. You can, you know, get bigger paper so you can have long, higher sides. So this top fits on the, you know, the box where you can see the box bottom a little bit, however much you want. I'm just going to make it so it fits right on top, so just a little bit different look. But I'm going to use this gorgeous, I believe it's called Peach Sorbet. It's from Spellbinders. So again, you know, nice weight paper. This is not the cotton paper, and you know, we can look at our design and kind of have an idea if this is going to be like here, where you're going to want this. Now I'm definitely going to think about the placement a little bit because this is going to be right on top of there possibly. Okay, and you can also score your paper. If you don't mind these things going off the edge, let them go off the edge. If you want it to look like, no, it has to be right on the edges of this and I don't want the design to go over the edge, what I would do is cover a bit of this, right? So 1/2 inch all around. I don't want my design or whatever because that's going to be on the edge of my box. Then do that. But for right now, you know, we're just trying something out right now, so I'm going to have that right there, and that's fine with me. Very beautiful box. Yep, something like that. Okay, and then when we bring this guy over, of course, we're going to want it to line up. So I just want to make sure it's basically right where the A2 size area is. See that? And I'm just kind of splitting the difference left to right all around. And we will go ahead and hold that down. Oh, you know what? I know I'm not going to have anything there, so I'll do it this way. There we go. If you think the design is going to touch anywhere, you just want it on the very edge, right? But I think that should be enough to hold this down. Not the biggest deal. Well, I can't do it, guys. I always want, I'm like, I'll do less of them, but nope. I got to put all 4 corners, a little something. All right, and let's go with a beautiful brown. How about that? With that peach. So let's do bark. Bark is very dark brown, but you can tell it's brown. And so again, and you know, you have your sentiment. If you want the sentiment on there too, you can also letterpress that, or maybe a different color, or cut it with a die later. It doesn't have a coordinating die, but I mean, like maybe like a tag die or something else. Something else you can add to your box. And as far as cleaning off the pink, all I did was wipe it down with I always say paper towel, and I really use like a rag, just a dry rag, because a rag won't peel off any of the fibers, you know, for the most part. I think I got every area there. And we're just gonna place this on here. I did say I was gonna show you the shims. I'll show it to you when I'm done here. And I'm just going to slowly move that through. I mean, just gorgeous, you guys. Look at that. And then that brown, it doesn't just look like ink. It looks like chalky almost on this. It's really, really pretty. And of course you have that letterpress effect, which I hope you can kind of hear my nail falling into, well, maybe you can't, but it has that feel, right, where it looks different. Okay, I'm going to clean this guy off because we are done using our press today, but let me show you what I meant by having all 3 shims underneath here. All 3 of the plastic shims are there, okay? Yeah, so I'll be back. So, to make the box simply, you're just going to bring it over to whatever box maker you have, or if you're measuring it just on your own, you basically just want the measurements for the box lid or base. One of them has to be like a 1/16 of an inch bigger all around than one or the other, right? You're just going to mix and match that because it needs to slide over the top. I do have a box maker. Several of my these kind of things are box makers. So I told you that I was going to do about 1/2 inch sides. So basically my box is going to be a 4 3/4 inch box, but I did 5 3/4 inch paper. I'm going to turn it over because we have that beautiful image and I don't want to score on that image. So every 1/2 inch on this side, 1/2 inch. It's a very skinny little box. 1/2 inch. And of course I could have changed my mind even right now. I could score it further in and just have a smaller box top and larger sides on both papers. You don't have to cut it again. It would just be changing your mind, right? So 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. So I could have easily done 1 inch all around, and then when I turn it over, you know, we'd only have the inch sides, but we did it this way. And I did score on this back side, like I said, so it does give you that line up here, but that'll be fine. Actually, ooh, you can do pretty stuff with that if you wanted to just do some more scoring, just to give it like pretty lines, but something to think about for another time. Okay, so that's the top. And then I'll turn this over to the box base side, and that means flipping your board in the other direction. And you're still measuring the same, you know, 1/2 inch and things. Actually, you don't have to flip your board. That's kind of the intention, but if I'm over here, I'm just looking at 1/2 inch on this side, right? So it's easier for me to see it from this way than the other way. So 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Now, if this is going to be a taller base than the lid, you know, you would do your inch or 1.5 inches, whatever it is that you added for that. But it's still giving you that little bit of a difference so that your lid will fit nicely, even if you have a different measurement on that side. And I haven't made a box in a long time, so let me grab some scissors. Here we go. And all you're going to do is when you come down to these corners, you're just going to go right up to wherever it meets there, you know, the 2 score lines, and then just divot away a little bit just to look nicer. You don't have to, but if you just cut it like this and then fold this in, it just doesn't look as nice because you have this big hunk of paper. So if you just kind of trim that away, it'll just nestle in nicer. So you're going to do that on all 4 corners. Same thing for the top. And our box is almost done. Then we're going to move on to creating a little something I thought would be fun for wine bottles or gift bottles, or if you like making flavored syrups or, you know, honey or whatever, you can do the same thing. So I'm going to go around this whole thing same way. Just snip, snip, and I'll be right back. So all we're going to do now is just give it a score. Again, my score line is on the opposite side just because of the way I decided to do this, but you're scoring everything in, right? So I'll do the same thing for both of these guys. And this will be, again, our box top and our box base. So say this kind of organically came around the edge, just a little bit, you know, whatever it is that you want. And that's going to be our box top. So I'll do the same thing for this one, and I'll be right. Actually, let's just talk about it. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to glue them together. So I'll do the same thing for the base when I get there. So we're putting a little bit of glue. I usually like to get it right on the corner here, the edge, and just holding that down. right? And sometimes I have little clippies that'll help me do this, so I can do that, and then I'll put this clippy on and move on for a moment. And I usually have 4 clippies, but I only see 1 right now. So I find the other... Okay, I see another one. Just hold that down. Try to make a mess, reaching for these clips. There we go. Okay, and then glue here. And sometimes by the time I get to this one, I can probably take that first clip and bring it over. But for now, since I'm already here, I'll just hold it with my hands. That one and that one. And that's our last 2. And I'll be right back. I'll do the same thing with the other guy. Okay, guys, so here comes the moment of truth. Oh, I didn't even take the clippies off this one yet. I was just holding the other one. It went by really quickly. And there is our box, and I always kind of squish this in. And that should fit nicely over the top, and it does. So there's our beautiful letterpress, BetterPress box. And then of course you have a tag or whatever if you want to color it. I mean, there's lots of fun things to do. I used a pretty color, so I would just have that beautiful image on there. And there's your box with the 1/2-inch sides. And this guy just worked out really well. I know there was a couple areas where the ink kind of pulled up, like right here where there's kind of a lot of imagery going, so I can see that it was a little bit wet, and then it dried a little bit feathery, but not too bad. So just pay attention to that. Maybe don't put as much ink in those areas where there's a lot of design. Other than that, I mean, it's great. Like I said, it did look a little bit wet, so I just put it to the side and left it alone. It didn't leak out or leach out to the back or anything like that. I mean, it looks pretty crisp and clean. You know how I put that little piece of paper in there to keep this from getting inked, just in case if the design went there, which it didn't. You can kind of tell where that paper was because it left like an area where obviously this was thicker, and then it went to thinner because there was no paper there. So what I would do next time is just cut myself a piece of paper that's 3 1/8 inches wide, like this particular bag is, and then just as long. That way it's a uniform piece of paper going through, right? You know what you put in there. But other than that, it's super cute and really lovely. So there's a couple ways to decorate some gift packaging. And what I'm going to do is put everything away that had to do with the BetterPress for the moment, and just bring out the wax seal stuff. Okay, so I'll be right back. So for this one, I'm going to use some twine. We have our beautiful wax beads. We have our seal, and you know what I've been doing with this, if you don't have a little storage case, I know they have it on Spellbinders, a cute little storage case. I always just remove these very carefully, and then I'll just cut the this part of it. Let me show you what I mean in just a minute here. Let's remove that guy. I just cut down the packaging here, and sometimes I'll cut it like this. It just depends what all I want to put in there. And you know, if this doesn't look too great, I'll cut that away, just because I had just messed with that a little bit. And then I keep it inside the bag, because it is a little storage bag basically. Just pop that back in there. I probably should have cut that later because now I don't have a picture to take with this, but that's okay. So we have that, and we toss those bits. And I am going to work on a silicone mat. I did bring out a wine bottle just to show y'all what I'm envisioning. And let's get these guys out of here. I had mentioned the other day that they are carrying these here on Spellbinders. They are circular, really strong adhesive to help you if you're going to make a bunch of like your wax seals just here, and then you'll have them for later. You can store them away, and then when you're ready to use them, you have these little pieces that will help you stick it to your project. I also mentioned with the BetterPress that they are coming out with new colors. The new colors are of the inks. They are available now on Spellbinder's site. So there's like, what I would say, like Christmassy colors, like a bright red, bright green, with some other colors. I think they have one that's called like Desert Pack, like those desert colors they came out with, which is like peachy. This peach sorbet is one of the colors from the desert thing. I don't think that's the color of the ink, but I just want to remind you of that gorgeous collection of papers they came out with not too long ago. That's really, really super pretty. The colorway is just amazing. Okay, so a couple things. I think that's all I need for now. What I want to show you is, and this is a wine a friend brought to me the other day, which was really nice. She was visiting us from Monterey, and they have nice wines out there, of course. I'm just going to pick a color. I don't really care. Well, maybe this one, huh? I don't really care because it's just an example. But what I'm envisioning is that this little twine goes around here and maybe even seals down here, or you can seal up here. It depends on your bottle, right? The shape of the bottle of wine. I think it'd look better if it was like down here. So if I take that and put it down on my surface and imagine that I want my wax to be down here, and I do kind of want to cross this over just to be a little more stylized, like that. But if you just want to put it straight, that's fine too. I'm not going to cut this other piece off quite yet. Let's get this lit up. And actually, I was working with a new grill that we got for the RV, so I need to go get my lighter. I'll be right back. You guys, the things we'll do. Could not find the lighter. That matches. Can't find matches. Okay, well, maybe just a piece of paper to help me light from my gas stove to this. No, that wasn't working, and I don't want to set off the fire alarm. Okay, how about, or smoke alarm? Should I, oh, birthday candles. So I lit a birthday candle to light that candle. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm using 6 because I really want this to come out and be sizable and hold this in a way that will go onto the bottle and not be, you know, too like, weak, I guess, to hold itself together, you know. So I'm using 6 of these guys. I'm gonna let that melt down, and then I'm just gonna pour it on here and use our mandala stamp, and I will be right back. Guys, that looks really great. Gonna get that right in here. So it's interesting how some of these guys react over other ones. This one's a lot runnier than some other wax beads. It just depends, I suppose, on how they manufactured, you know, what it takes to get it going. But anyway, so you can see it does some fun stuff whenever you have like things like this under here. I'm going to clean this out again right now while it's wet or melty. You can just wipe it out with a paper towel. I'll be right back. It should be ready. It only takes like 30 seconds, you guys, but you know, you want to see that your wax isn't like squishable. That should be okay. Ooh. There we go. I hope you can see that there. Looking gorgeous. And so let's just make that design pop. I do have some metallic Sharpie. I'm just gonna cut this off. I believe Spellbinders has Marvy Uchida markers that will help you do this kind of thing. Lots of different colors, but I just happen to have these guys. I think it comes in like silver and some other colors, but let's use the gold one. And basically you're just keeping it sideways and just rubbing it over the design, right? And it'll just help it pop. So I'll just go around the whole thing, just like that. Hope you see what I'm doing, yep. And I will be right back. Looks really cool. Let's pick this up carefully. Again, that twine is embedded in there. Look how pretty our little symbol looks there. And let's bring our bottle back over, and you just made yourself a little beautiful something that you can pop on there. It looks really artsy and fun. Honestly, you can probably embed other things if you want, like some sprigs or maybe some paper like die cut sprigs or whatever it is you want. Just make sure you're using plenty of the wax, because if I did 4, it wouldn't have had the same effect, right? It would be kind of small. And so I would say 5 or 6 beads, 7 beads possibly, if you really want to deck it out with a lot more things that are embedded in there. I just think it looks so pretty. So thanks for watching, guys. Just some fun ideas for gift giving. Why not, right? So let me grab the little pocket, and I'll have some images for you guys. I'll have the links coming up. Again, now open, everyone can sign up. Last month the BetterPress flew out literally within that first day, so hopefully you can still get in if that's something you're looking forward to getting into. And then the wax seal also was just doing super well. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're having fun. Let me know if you became a club member of the BetterPress or the Wax Seal Club last month and how you're enjoying your items. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye now.